Now what I want to do is add a trigger on this. So add component, and the component will be the trigger, which would be a box collider, or here it could be a polygon collider. But a box collider will be perfect because as long as it touches it, it's good. So look for a box collider 2D. That's more than enough. Now, if you go to the scene, you'll see the box collider is around the star, and that's perfect. That's the best way to get a point here. And now make sure you put is trigger in the box collider so that it does not stop the ball. Cool. Now the next step is to create the script that says whenever the ball touches this, we get 1 point. So add component, and here we're going to add a new script. And I'm going to call this one star script, right? And then, or star checkpoint script. Now, it probably is better if we just call it checkpoint script, because if in the future you decide for it not to be a star and just any other shape, you know that it's just a checkpoint, and that's what matters. So create script. All right, I'm going to double click on it to open it. Now it's open with MonoDevelop. Now what I want to do is look for the collision, and we already had that in the trigger script. You guys remember we had the on trigger enter, so you can just copy this line of code. Is going to be the exact same one, and we're just going to change the method text inside of it. So the method is the same, but the behavior will be different. So I'm going to remove that for now. We don't need this. I'm just going to paste this, and I'm going to remove what's inside of this. So what I'm left with is the on trigger enter, and check if the other object is the player. So technically, if this hits the player, then we need to increase the points. So one way to increase the points is to have a method to be able to increase the points. Now, I would want to create this method first. And I'm going to create this method in the manager references. Why? Because it's always good to have to be able to increase the points from one of the managers, which has total access, or everyone can access it. All right, so having said this, I'm going to add the score here. So after the colors, I'm going to add the score, public. The score will be an int score. Okay, and by default, it will obviously be 0, so I just put 0 here. And then I'm going to put a new method, void increase score. Increase. Let me put an uppercase I so that I know that it's going to be public and I can access it from outside. Public void increase score. And what we could do here is put an amount, so int amount, so that sometimes it could be more than 1. Okay, and we can do score plus equal. So we add the amount to the score. Here we go. And obviously we need to display the score. So to do display the score. Okay, so we need to display the new score. Good. Now let's go back to the checkpoint. And here inside of this, what do? Well, we call the manager references. So we're going to do manager references refs is equal to manager to GameObject.find. We're going to find the manager and take the script from the manager. Dot get component, and the component is the manager references. Right, and open and close the parentheses and the semicolon at the end. That's it. Now we have the manager references as a ref, and now we can do refs dot increase score, and then we can put the amount plus ref dot increase score, and it needs an amount. So let's create an amount. So I'm going to just call this one amount, and obviously we don't have an amount, so we need to create it. So I'm going to do it here, public int score amount. Score is equal to 1. Okay, so we know that it will increase by 1. So here, score amount. All right. Okay, so now we know that, but guess what? We only want this to happen once. So as soon as the trigger has happened, we disable this object. How do we disable it? There's many ways. We can delete it or disable it. So I'm going to do both just to show you. So I'm going to do this dot set active. So this dot GameObject dot set active is false. So now the object will be invisible, so that it cannot interact with it. And then we can do this dot get or we can call this destroy, and we're going to destroy this. All right. Good. So that's it at this point. Now, what I can do is try this out. How am I going to try this out? Well, I just have to put the star a bit higher than this so that the ball can go and touch it. All right. So I'm going to put it just a little bit right above the bar here. Okay. Now I'm going to play the game, and the star should disappear. So I'm going to go up. Let's see. There we go. The star disappeared, and let's take a look at the score. So if I click on the manager, we should be able to see the score value, and the score is 1. Perfect, because it was at 0, but now it's at 1 because we got 1 star. Excellent. So far everything was great.